I took the liberty of asking America's new surrogate for a brain, ChatGPT, the following question. Is it okay to entertain conspiracy theories as being real? Well, this is the answer I got. Quote, entertaining conspiracy theories as real can be problematic if it leads to accepting false information, reinforcing mistrust, or making decisions based on unverified or unfounded claims. While curiosity and critical thinking are important, blindly embracing conspiracy theories can have negative consequences. It's fine to explore different viewpoints, but it's essential to distinguish between entertaining ideas for intellectual curiosity and embracing them as truth. Seek out expert opinions, verify data, and well-supported facts before forming conclusions, end quote. The answer was actually a lot more complex than that, and I won't bore you with the added details. However, ChatGPT's conclusion was as follows, quote, in short, it's not wrong to explore or question ideas, but it's crucial to ground conclusions in evidence and discern between healthy skepticism and harmful misinformation, end quote. Now, there are a lot of things we can say about this answer, but I'll only point out what should be patently obvious, namely that the answer the AI chatbot gave me was decidedly slanted to the left side of the political spectrum. And of course, it wouldn't be a proper leftist response without the ubiquitous allusion to misinformation, whatever that is. In the leftist-controlled news media, we hear constant references to conspiracy theories and how allegedly damaging they are to our democracy. The inference, of course, is that conspiracies aren't real and should never be entertained as such. But a careful consideration of the word conspiracy and its implications reveals that, in fact, conspiracy is the everyday natural order of things in the present world, and especially in modern-day America. Consider that the very word on which conspiracy is based in the original Latin, namely conspire, means to breathe together. In modern parlance, it means to plot or plan together, and while nowadays the word conspiracy has taken on a sinister context, not all conspiracies need be of the nefarious variety. A more simplified definition of conspiracy would be as follows. Two or more like-minded individuals combining forces to obtain a shared goal. That's really all there is to a conspiracy, and when you think about it and consider it as such, it's easy to see that conspiracies happen in virtually every facet of our lives, each and every day. What's more, conspiracy is also a legal term, with daily court dockets across the land filled with charges of criminals committing or charged to commit criminal conspiracy on virtually every level. And as the Bible informs us, and as everyday experience reminds us, human nature itself is fundamentally selfish, which should suggest to the critical thinker that the tendency to collude with others to realize one's selfish goals is, in fact, natural. So with that in mind, it's obvious that conspiracy is a constant occurrence in both the criminal realm and the everyday world. But what about the government realm? Are we to believe that politicians and bureaucrats are a bunch of angelic entities, benevolent Mother Teresas who are above and beyond committing any acts of conspiracy? Far from it, for government typically draws in the dregs of society who are attracted to the naked power of governing others, as the word government itself suggests. And those in government tend to abuse their power for selfish purposes. Why then is it so hard for many people to believe that members of government don't collude or form conspiracies? And while it's true that one must avoid accepting all conspiracy theories as facts without carefully examining the evidence in support of them, it's equally true that a blithe dismissal of such theories without looking into them is the height of folly and arrogance. I would make the case that when considering the truth or falsity of any conspiratorial proposition, the following questions should be asked. Number one, does the conspiracy theory in question involve a government or a politician? If so, there's an above-average probability that deception is involved and perhaps even high-level chicanery. Number two, does the conspiracy theory in question violate the laws of probability? That is, are you being asked to believe that a series of highly unlikely coincidences that benefit only one main actor, namely the government, for instance, can occur time and time again without deviation, always benefiting the government in terms of gaining power, while the public always comes out on the short end of the stick? If so, the conspiracy theory is probably reality. And number three, is the conspiracy theory in question being vigorously denied by the mainstream media, which, for all intents and purposes, is the public relations team for government in all but name. If so, the likelihood is very strong that the conspiracy theory carries at least a germ of truth. Finally, for those of you who still remain skeptical that conspiracies are real, just remember that we all lived through a real-world 24/7 conspiracy theory in the years 2020 and 2021. And if the past is indeed prologue, we likely haven't seen the last of the conspiracies we'll undoubtedly be forced to endure in the troubled times ahead. This is South Bay. Thanks for listening.